Living with anxiety or depression means that there are times when everything does spiral and clear thinking is all but impossible. Mental health experts widely recommend having a mental health toolkit as a proactive way to manage mental health challenges. These toolkits are an essential, evidence backed approach to self care and mental health management. This is a way for you to have immediate access to things that can help you cope. I have learned that having this for me has been an absolute lifeline. As of this recording, it is September, which is National Suicide Prevention Month, a time when the conversation about mental health needs to be louder than ever. So today, I'm sharing what I call my mental health basket. So it was a toolkit at first. Well, actually, at first it was a big old box, and then it was a toolkit, and then it was a backpack, and then a tote bag, and then now it's a basket. So call yours whatever you want. I've been building this thing for years, just one piece at a time, putting stuff in, taking stuff out. It has morphed and changed and shifted just as I have, just as my mental health has. So, a mental health toolkit is essentially a personalized collection of items, strategies, and resources that help you manage your mental and emotional well-being. It's not just a bunch of stuff, right? It's things that you can touch, feel, and use that you know will provide you comfort, reduce stress, or help you cope during the tough times. It's kind of like a first aid kit for your brain. So think of it like that. So I'm actually really excited to show you what's in my mental health toolbox today. So just to be clear though, I want to say that this is not about therapy theory, okay? It's about showing you my tools that help me when I need the help, stuff that I have used over the last 20 years. So stick with me, and by the end, you might just find a few things that you didn't know you needed. All right, so let's rewind for just a second. I have been through my share of rough patches with my mental health. I'm currently on meds. I've been hospitalized a few times, tons and tons of therapy, years and hours of therapy. I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and depression at a very young age. Now, for me, I know when things get bad, I need to have a few things at the ready so I'm not left scrambling trying to comfort myself when I don't have the energy to do that. Whenever I get sick, I feel so alone and so overwhelmed that having this at the ready has saved me countless times. The stakes are high when your mental health isn't on point, and you can't just ignore it or wait for someone to come and fix it because it's not going to happen. You have to do it. You have to be the one to start the ball rolling. You have to be proactive and either start pulling yourself out or make a call to someone like a therapist or a doctor that can help you with the process. So I heard about these mental health toolboxes early on, and at first I would just cram anything that made me feel good into like this box. I just would throw it in there without much thought. And then I soon realized that having too many things was really overwhelming for me when I couldn't think. I'd be having a panic attack and I'm scrambling through this box trying to find something that makes me feel better. And it was just too much. It became more of a burden to have like all the things. So throughout the years, I've refined it so that these are the things I know work for me. Every time I reach in here, it is a reminder that I have fought through this before and I can do it again. So when things are spiraling and nothing feels like it will help, I have comfort in knowing that when I reach in here, something will. Okay? So, first things first, on the very, very tippy top, I have this folder here. Now, on one side of this folder, it has a list of all of the meds I take. Let me just flip this up. Has a list of all of the meds I take, as well as my people. Okay, so my people consist of my husband, my sister, therapist, psychiatrist, my primary care doctor, my boss. Okay, so why do I have this list, you may ask? Well, many reasons, I will tell you. Number one, when I'm sick, I don't want to answer any questions. And really, sometimes I just mentally can't. So having this when I go to the hospital or whatever is extremely helpful. When I can't think straight, this folder does the thinking for me because it's all here. Number two, my husband knows where this is. So if something happens, he can just go to the basket and it's right on top, and he can just pull this out, take it with him, have a list of my meds and my people that he can contact if he needs to. Okay, it's been very helpful. Now, on the other side here is a list of coping skills that I use that work really well for me. So when I'm in crisis and I can't think and everything feels super out of control, I can pull this out and I have a list of things that I immediately know will help. So it's a clean little list that's easy to read and it isn't overwhelming. So next up, I have this little guy here. These are my tactile, smelly good things, and I can take this with me if I need to. It fits in my purse. So this is that kind of quick hit help that I sometimes need, especially when I can feel that I might start having a panic attack, or heck, even if I am having one, this is helpful. So this little pocket is like filled with things that are soft. This is like the softest makeup brush I've ever felt in my life. So, or it has like smells that relax me. Like I've got lavender, eucalyptus, peppermint, and I can take some of these essential oils and like put them on my wrist and just kind of smell them, or, do whatever you want with them. I've even got eucalyptus chapstick in here. These engage my senses and they act as a really quick grounding technique. Okay. So it's basically anything that might help bring me back to the present and interrupt spiraling thoughts. I've even got some little hard candies in here, lemon hard candies. I'm going to take a couple of these out and just put them over here because I might want one later. Okay. So that is this little guy. This is the big old basket. Now I don't bring this big old basket out often, but when I have 2 to 3 bad days in a row, I'll bring it out and put it next to my bed. I am very, very active and thoughtful with my mental health, and having a couple of bad days for me could be an indication that I'm slipping and I need to pull myself out. When I'm in a bad place, I find that reading and learning, as well as simple art, is helpful to me. So that's what my box is loaded with, my basket. My basket is loaded with. First of all, I love workbooks. I like to educate myself. Educating myself just calms me down. Not on the internet. Don't go on the internet and Google symptoms. When I see something in a book that I'm going through, I feel very comforted in that because that means I'm not alone. I'm not the only one, right? It's in a book. All the stuff I'm showing you here, or most of it at least, have links in the description. I have to say that I'm an Amazon affiliate, so I do get a wee kickback if you buy from the link, but it doesn't cost you any more. I truly don't care if you buy from my link, but if you think something would be helpful to you on this list, please get it. So the first thing is this anxiety workbook, okay? Now, anyone that has anxiety should have a book like this. There are a ton of these anxiety and depression workbooks, anxiety and phobia workbooks, stuff like that. I gave a link to this book, but I noticed when I was making the list, the cover looks a little bit different, so there must be a new version. This was actually the very first item I put in my kit because it was given to me by my therapist. Now, I have upgraded the version since then because the old ones got worn and fell apart. And then I also get a little highlighter crazy. So, so yeah. But I always have a version of this on hand. Always, always, always. And then the next workbook is this DBT workbook. It's for mindfulness, emotional regulation. And then FYI, as of this writing, when I was, again, making this list, this book was 40% off on Amazon. So score. This is filled with mindfulness exercises, and it talks a lot about why our special little brains work the way they do. It's been very helpful to me. It also has a ton of like guided exercises that help me get into the present, which helps me feel better and like I'm going to be okay. So you can look through these books on Amazon, but if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I read every single one and I'll help you out as best I can. Now, next up, I am not much of a journaling person, right? I can't just sit down with like a cool journal and a blank piece of paper and a pen and just start writing, dear journal, today was a hard day. I can't do that. So that's not me. So I have journals like these. They are guided journals that are easy, okay? That's the key for me. It needs to be simple or I'm not going to do it. So warning, from this point on, there's going to be some cursing. I swear and I have things that are sweary. So just know there's cursing ahead. If you don't like the cursing, stop. Okay. The first book I'm going to show you is it's Let That Go, a journal for leaving your bullshit behind and creating a happy life. Now, this is just an easy, no-nonsense way to quickly journal. It's not necessarily an anxiety journal. It's more of a way to help get yourself unstuck and stop those negative thoughts. It's absolutely irreverent and spicy with lots of cursing, of course, which I love. There's a whole series called Zen as Fuck, and they make me smile. I will usually go into this one several times a day when I'm in crisis and just write down stuff. It's simple and guided. It tells me what to write. I have filled several of these little books. I absolutely love them. Now, this journal is a bit more structured. When I'm in a bad place, I have a really hard time remembering why my life is good. So I pull out this guy. Let's see here. On one side is a morning meditation, and then on the other side is an evening meditation. So I do it when I wake up, and I do it right before bed, which are really the two worst times of day for me when I'm in crisis. So this for me is perfect because it asks me, like, the things here are, what are you grateful for? Like, this is part of the morning affirmation. What are you grateful for? What are you focusing on today? How are you going to make space for gratitude today? And then the evening one actually kind of is more of a summary, right? So what are some good things that happened to you today? How did you feel today? So this one I really like. And again, it's just a morning and evening reflection. Okay, next up, some of my favorites. Okay, these are for mindfulness. All right, now these are coloring books. They not only make me smile, but they capture much of what I'm feeling. But the repetitive rhythmic motion of coloring has a calming effect, similar to meditation. When I was hospitalized, we colored every day. And at first I thought it was pretty hokey. I was like, oh, give me a crayon. I'm not going to sit there and color, right? But it seriously freaking works. It stops the racing thoughts. You don't think of anything except the coloring. And it's soothing and weird how well it works to reduce the anxiety. My mind just relaxes. It's wonderful. I highly recommend coloring. Now, I love the cursey ones, but I also love mandala coloring books. And I am out of my mandala coloring books. So, oh darn, I might have to go shopping. Darn. So I need to stock up on those. And then you can't have a coloring book without a bajillion colored pencils. Now, okay, I know this might be a little much. Don't judge me. But I love opening it and just seeing, yeah, they're color order. They're in order of color. But I just love opening this guy and just seeing all of the pencils, right? This just makes me happy. Can you hear that? Running my fingers over the ridges and bumps. I love having this. So, yeah, that's my thing. Okay, my desk is getting full here. I also have this little box. This has fun colored pens and highlighters and stuff like that makes it fun when you're filling out your workbooks and stuff, right? Because I love office supplies. I've also got these little tabs so that I can put tabs in the workbooks if I want to as well. I just really like that kind of stuff. So I usually do have a book or two in here as well, but I must have read them the last time I was in crisis. The books I have in here are things like children's books, sometimes just some really easy detective stories, anything easy to read and jump into, even like a magazine like People Magazine or something like that. Just something that is easy has been the key for me. Something I don't have to remember the characters, really invest myself in, right? Just something that gets me in the present. So I do have this one in here, which is called Everyday Gratitude. This one is really nice. It's just some inspirational and motivational quotes, and I really like it. It's not too hokey. Face your own complexity. Okay, perfect. That's just the one I landed on here. Face your own complexity. This is a good little book. All right. Now, this is the big kahuna. This guy here, God, I hope I can get it out. Oh, shoot, darn. Okay. This guy here, this is my old therapy handouts. So therapy handouts from when I was in the hospital, workbook pages that I have filled out that resonate with me. They're basically an album of advice that has worked before, and it will probably work again. So sometimes you need to revisit what got you through the last storm. You know what I mean? I'm trying to show a little bit here, but yeah, there's tabs. Everything is like organized based upon, like distress thinking, mindfulness, codependence, right? There's all these different things in here. Adult children of dysfunctional families. What? You don't know me. Now, not everyone is going to have something like this, right? You just probably may not have spare handouts lying around. So one thing you can do is what I've done in here as well, is that when you finish a coloring page or when you finish a page in one of your workbooks, put it in here. Save it. If it's something that resonates with you, save it. I highly recommend starting your own book of things that work for you. That's all. That's all I've got in here right now. So I sure have streamlined it from where it was, gosh, even 5 years ago. This thing used to have so much stuff in it when I started, and I want you to know when you start, that is okay. Put all the stuff and things in there, and then as you start learning what works for you, put things in, take things out, right? Your basket here might look ridiculous to anyone else, but this is what works for you. My basket here is all me, all mine. And this is what saves me, right? I know talking about this stuff isn't easy, but having something or anything in your corner can absolutely be a game changer for you. If you are struggling, please, please, please reach out to someone, okay? I know that that is the hardest thing in the world to do, but you are so valuable to your little corner of the world, even if you don't feel that way right now. Heck, I'm putting another video up in here somewhere, so watch that video, watch my story. And I don't care, reach out to me if you feel comfortable and if you need to. Reach out to someone, okay? So thanks for hanging out with me today. If you got something out of this, leave a comment or tell me what's in your backpack, bag, toolkit, whatever. I'd love to hear it. Thank you so much for being here today. I'll see you in the next video.